You were not born to the sound of drums. You were not born like a hero. When you came out of your birth pod, the floor shook. Your body was too big and too heavy. Your brothers and sisters were small, fast, and thin. They looked like shadows. They were built to climb trees and move without a sound. But you were a mountain. You were born massive. Your chest was so wide it could hide 3 other hunters. Your arms were as thick as tree trunks. When you tried to move, the ground beneath you broke. Your siblings did not love you. They laughed at you. They called you the burden because you were slow. They made fun of the way you walked. They said your breath was so loud that every animal in the forest could hear you coming. While they jumped between branches like birds, you stayed on the ground. You pushed through the bushes, breaking everything in your path. You were the joke of the clan. You were the one they thought would never be a real hunter. The leaders of the clan grew tired of you. They saw no use for a hunter who could not climb or hide. They decided to send you away. This was not a trip. It was a death sentence. Before the ship took you away, there was one final tradition: the trial of the unworthy. The elders wanted to show everyone why you were being exiled. They forced you into the center of the great dusty arena. Hundreds of hunters gathered on the high rocks to watch. They didn't come for a fair fight. They came to laugh. Your opponent was your younger brother. He was the perfect hunter, lean, fast, and graceful. He moved like a flash of light. You stood in the heat, your heavy arms hanging by your sides. When the fight started, you tried to move, but your massive body felt like it was trapped in mud. You swung your fist, but your brother was already behind you. Your own weight pulled you forward, and you nearly fell. Every time you tried to attack, you stumbled. You were so big that you couldn't control your own momentum. Your brother began to play with you. He didn't use a blade, he just tripped you. You crashed into the dirt, and a huge cloud of dust rose into the air. You tried to get up, but you were too clumsy. You slipped again, falling on your face in front of everyone. The sound of the crowd was like a storm. They were clicking their mandibles in loud, cruel laughter. They pointed at you. They saw a giant creature that couldn't even stand on its own feet. Your brother stood over you and spat on the ground. You were not a warrior. You were a pathetic joke. This shame was the last thing you felt before the guards dragged you to the ship. They sent you to a planet called Malachor. Malachor was a terrible place. The gravity there was very strong. It felt like someone was pulling your body down to the ground every second. The air was thick and hot, like breathing smoke. The floor was covered in burning mud and sharp rocks. They did not give you a gun. They did not give you a sword. They dropped you in the fog and left you. They thought your big heart would stop beating because of the heavy gravity. They thought you would die in an hour. They were wrong. On Malachor, your problem became your power. On this planet, everything was